Hey folks, this is Ben Gussel. How's it going? I know you can see my double chin, or it's getting smaller. I am getting definitely in better shape. Got halfway through a Kiani 21-day health reset, by the way, and also my Kiani partner. So that's a subject for another video, I think. So this video is all about Cupid's. It's a dating site. It's their Asian dating site, and kind of some of my experiences I've had on there so far. All right. So I'm going to be saying the good, the bad, and the interesting. Of course, one of the trains of thought I have is, or you might be having, is, why would I be interested in meeting people clear over in Asia? Wouldn't that mean going to Asia to meet them? Yeah. Am I inferring that American women are less attractive or less interested in them? Well, that's an interesting way of putting it. Not necessarily, but it's a little bit kind of along the lines of, in my experience, they haven't even, I don't know how to put this, whenever you have more hoops to jump through, socially or with parents or whatever, it gets very vexing. And it's true, at least as far as I can tell, in some locales in Asia, they are a lot easier to talk to. Yes, that is for sure. That's a good thing. For the most part. Just in terms of that whole process of getting to know people and not getting discouraged and stuff. And yeah, so a lot of the Asian women, I know, like American white men, not just white men, but American men, I don't know, all kinds, but it's a mutual thing, which is great. And so I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, there's so many other thoughts. I still, like, European women, nothing wrong with that. It's just, this is my experience in Asian dating, basically, so I'm just kind of focusing on that subject right now. So I could go into detail about my experiences with people from different countries in Asia. It just goes, I mean, as a general, the specifics are not as important as the regional stuff. East Asian women are going to be more reserved, but very sweet, if many times, or a lot of the qualities that I like. Southeast Asian is going to be a mix of East and Malaysian. I guess by Malaysian, I'm preferring more Filipino and Malaysian, Indonesian, maybe Cambodian and stuff like that. So more to the south, I found those ladies to be a lot more friendly and a lot more outgoing compared to East Asia. That's just kind of very broad generalizations, but they are kind of holding up to be pretty true. And it's also true, of course, with regard to China, everyone knows this, that in southern China, we have a little bit more small, petite, shy, kind, demure type women that are very feminine. And then in the north, toward Mongolia, they get a little bit more bigger boned, sort of tough girl, of course. Yeah, Mongols were big boys, so that's kind of the deal there. So anyway, okay, well, there's many other things to mention, of course, and we're just getting started. So this has been something more recent. I haven't made a lot of videos recently. It's been an interesting summer. It really has. Probably for the better. Yeah, definitely. I just have to say this just right off the bat, too. So for whatever reason, when I was younger, I was kind of picky about women. I still am. It's just that, over time you can get some erroneous ideas about what women see in you. Or people in general, based on your experiences in life. And if you let it get to your brain, let it get to your head, it can really mess with you a little bit that way. And this is one of the best things about being on this site. Is like I'm reminded that I'm very much a awesome guy, and the women I'm talking to, they're awesome as well. And it's not just a bunch of hooey, it's for real. So I don't know, just to put this in perspective, of course I'm Mormon, so a lot of LDS folks will limit themselves to just LDS folks. Some won't, some will. The only problem with that is that there's still not a whole lot of Mormons. So it's kind of like if you, I don't know, it just makes life very hard to limit yourself to only Mormons. Unless you meet an amazing LDS woman and whatever, and that's good, all fine and good. And so a lot of people don't realize this, and a lot of people that are LDS have a tough time with this. And it's just a very interesting thing about this world, because if you think about it, the more you think about it, if the rest of Christianity, they're okay with intermarrying, marrying other people, but Jehovah's Witnesses in our church and a few other guys, Church of Seventh-day Adventists, we're seen as being kind of not part of the fold, right, in a social way. Or we have people that are, it's a real issue, in a way. We're all Christians. We all try to keep the 10 Commandments. What's the big freaking deal? Well, then a lot of people would say, well, we believe that we have to be married in the temple to go to heaven. Okay, yeah. But if you love somebody, what the heck, man? Things tend to work out okay if you really truly love somebody and you stay loyal to them and whatever, right? So there's always more to the whole equation than just these basics. And anyway, so I'm getting away from the topic at hand here. So I've had. This is what happens. I'm sure it's similar in other I'm sure it's similar in other dating sites. If all you do is all that's available is chatting online, then that's all that's available. It's going to be kind of not so fun. Sorry, I'm just negotiating traffic here. Yeah. If you don't have video chat available, the more it becomes real life stuff, the awesomer it is. And but there's also the question of how many people are on the site, and if they're a guy, how handsome they are to women, or if they're a woman, how beautiful they are. So it's all those things regarding the worthwhileness of the site, and also some things like scammers other things will make a site not as popular, or will make it go down in popularity. So yeah, there's been some questionable things going on AsianDating for sure. But there's a wide variety of people. A wide variety. One of the things, and I'll finish up this video here before I go into shop, is that a lot of women on AsianDating, well, I would say a minority, more from China and Vietnam, those two countries in particular, but also a few others like that, maybe Southeast Asia a little bit, don't know how to speak English very well. So they're kind of on there to meet probably somebody more from their area, from their country, or they're still curious about American guys, but they don't know how to speak English as well yet. So that happens, and if you really have the hots for somebody, then okay. It's going to be, by the way, almost 90 degrees today. So it's almost September and we're still getting July weather. So what the heck? I don't know. Greenhouse effect. So let me see. So there's that. There's kind of the idea of, if you're on there for a bit, you're talking to somebody for a bit, and you're showing a fair amount of mutual interest, at what point do you become more serious? Well, as you know, you become girlfriend, boyfriend. Well, the funny thing about that is, if it's just an online thing, and even if you're on Skype or whatever else, until you are having a relationship in person, and you're seeing each other all the time in person, it's really, really almost impossible to have, an online long distance thing work out. So that has to be part of the equation. So, like, on some level, it's just like getting to know people. But it's hard. The hard thing is that I have my own life. I have my own experiences, my own likes and dislikes about members of my own church, as I mentioned before a little bit. And you probably have to see more of my videos to see how I really feel about stuff. Because I love my church. It's just that there's a lot of it's conservative. Yeah, it's conservative. It's old school, but it's a little different than Catholics and whatever. But think of a Norman Rockwell painting, put it in Utah, and you're getting a little closer. Very patriotic, big families. Yeah, sure. No, not polygamy. No, that's fundamentalist LDS church. So okay, so other stuff here. I haven't really talked to hardly anybody from Japan or Korea. I don't know why. I guess it's China, yeah, again, it's kind of a language thing. Some Chinese women that are married, or that have been married, that were married and divorced, and they have kids, they'll still try to meet American guys. Yeah, so, and they are pretty cool, and I think pretty highly of Chinese women and Chinese folks in general. But China is a little bit unique that way, in many respects. Vietnam is really cool. I think Vietnam is really cool. Just that, again, both Chinese and Vietnamese can be very straightforward in a very unique way. I told myself I wasn't get into country specifics, but there are some general tendencies. In the Philippines and Indonesia are really great. In fact, Filipinos make it ridiculously easy to get to know them. A lot of times they're really super interested in guys, and someone says, well, it's probably, maybe sometimes it's for fake reasons, but there's also just as many really sincere people as there are insincere people from the Philippines interested in, say, white guys. But it's not just if you're white, you could be black too. I mean, I think it's just I don't know, I don't fully understand it all, but it's kind of like, it's always the thing where in modern times, if somebody's of a different race, different culture, and you find them really interesting and awesome and different and handsome or beautiful if you're a guy, whatever, then it's a very attractive thing because it's different. Some people go for the same, some different. It's all whatever. I don't know. So I'm not kidding, folks. It's very hot out here. I'm gonna have to wrap this video and get some air conditioning. It's just a bit. It's really hot. Yeah, I've had some people send me stuff that's a bit a little racy, little porn of themselves, and so that's an issue too. And the funny thing is, there's a different mentality about that depending on the country. I know in Asia, but yeah, that doesn't fly in our church. It's not a good thing. So let me see. It's just hard to develop a relationship, and so it just takes time. And I think the expectations for women in Asia, in this case, is women, at least I'm interested in, from my perspective, the expectations can vary, but they are a little different, and I'm also a little bit different than some other guys, and so it's kind of like it's always a question of figuring out kind of where the other person's coming from, and it makes it very hard when it's online because it's online. It's not face to face. You can't see their expressions. So, and then when you know, it's just awkward. So, anyway, hopefully, guys, you're doing good. Catch us later. Take care.